Hello, my fellow crafting friends. So, Candle Science just had their big sample sale recently, and about 3 days ago, I got my box in the mail, and I got 75 of their fragrances because I go overboard every time. Please excuse my very messy hair. I basically just jumped out of bed and decided to start filming because I'm really excited about this project. So I got 75 of their fragrances, and I intend to review all of them on video because I like to do reviews on fragrances. I like to tell people exactly how I feel like they smell and what I think they would go well with. And I don't like to type it all out because I am a real chatty person. So I'm doing these 5 fragrances at a time, and I'm gonna have 15 videos for this Candle Science haul. And then I also have about 150 fragrances sitting in my garage that I need to do the same thing with. So this is going to be a really long series. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you get something out of it. So let's get started. So my first 5 fragrances. The first one is Morrocan Cashmere. So I also have my computer here. I've got this all pulled up for the notes on the website. So for Morrocan Cashmere, it looks like the top notes are bergamot and powder. Middle notes are sugar, lavender, vanilla, and lang lang. Is that how you pronounce that? Lang lang? Ilang ilang? Ilang ilang. Lang lang. I don't know. Anyway, and then base notes of amber, musk, and sandalwood. So I'm not a big fan of powder smells. So hopefully that's not something that comes through too strong in these. Oh, sorry, I still have morning voice. I just got out of bed like 20 minutes ago. So bergamot powder, sugar, lavender, vanilla, lang lang, amber, musk, and sandalwood. So it sounds nice. It sounds something, it sounds Moroccan. I've never been to Morocco, but I imagine that that's probably similar to what it smells like, as wood and sweetness and flowers and spices. But the powder, I don't know. I'm a little worried about that powder note. Oh, I don't really smell the powder at all. Maybe a tiny bit of the powder. A lot of the bergamot. The bergamot really shines on this one. It definitely has a sweetness. It has a nice, like, chest heavy floral fragrance. So it's not like super deep earthy floral like gardenia, but it's not something that's more bright like neroli and lavender. It does have lavender in it, but I can't really smell much of the woods in that. I can smell a sweetness with probably from the sugar, maybe from the amber. So it's sweet. It's a little spiced. It's very citrusy from the bergamot. I actually like that a lot. It's fresher than what I expected. It's on my nose. Oh, it's on my nose. Excuse me. So I can smell some spice. I can definitely smell a nice middle of the line floral. It's a little deep, a little dark, but not really deep and sweet like gardenia. I can really smell that citrus. That sweetness comes through, but the woods don't really come through. A little bit of the musk maybe. And then I also have them, I blotted all of these a little while ago so that I could smell it on the dry down. So let's see the dry down for this one. Ooh, okay, it's different. It's like totally different on the dry down. It's still very fresh. It has almost a hint of like coconut to it now that it's dried down. This is really nice. This is like, it's more of a sophisticated fragrance, I would say. It smells almost like it's got some tonka bean in it, but I guess that could be the amber and the musk. I still can't really smell the woods, but it's like fresh and sweet. I thought it would be like spicier and earthier than this. But it's more fresh and sweet and just elegant. I don't really know how to describe it, but the dry down, you can smell some spice, some floral, that sugar for sure, a touch of the musk. And the bergamot has gotten a little more subtle with time, of course, being a citrus. It has faded a bit. That is an incredible smell. That would be so good in like a reed diffuser in a bathroom, or even I would probably wear that as a perfume to like a nice dinner. It's really nice. I keep going back to smell it. I love it. It's so nice. It's so pleasant. It's like it makes me want to snuggle up in bed, but that's just not the right. It's like some beautiful woman that you would meet. It is a more feminine fragrance, I would say. You'd meet like a beautiful woman at a fancy restaurant and smell her wearing this and be like, I want this woman to babysit my kids. Does that make sense? Probably not, but that's what I get from that. That's awesome. Okay, next up we have Santal and Coconut. So, Santal and Coconut, we have top notes of benzoin and coconut milk, middle notes of coconut and sandalwood, base of cedar, tonka bean, and amyris. I don't know what amyris is. It's of my sister's middle name, but I don't think that tells me anything about what it's supposed to smell like. Ooh, I love that. That's a lot fresher than I expected based on the base notes. I thought, so Santal, I have no idea what that is, but it sounds spicy, right? It sounds like some spicy, like Eastern Asian woodsy incense to me, but this is a very nice, fresh, and light coconut smell. It's very coconut, very frontal coconut. And then just with a backdrop of like, this is going to sound stupid because there's no floral in it, but like I'm getting coconut and then in the background, soft flower petals floating in a cool breeze on a beautiful spring day. That's the best. This is amazing. I love this smell. This is, oh, it's like the best, most just delightful, clean, soft, like suntan lotion. It's awesome. It's awesome. So I can definitely smell the coconut, but it's a fresher coconut. It's not like a warm, dark kind of coconut. I can't really smell benzoin, cedar, tonka bean, sandalwood. I can't really smell any of that. I can smell like maybe a touch of something citrusy or like an ozone. It has a very like nice, cool top note smell to it. But the top notes are coconut milk and benzoin. And from what I know, benzoin is like a resin, which should be an earthier smell, right? I don't know. I don't know what they've done, but it's magical. It's very heady, but without being like, it's not soapy at all. I wouldn't even say perfumey. It smells like maybe an incredibly elegant hand soap. And I know that hand soap and elegant aren't always something that go together in most people's minds, but it smells so clean without being soapy or even perfumey. Like, I don't know how they did that. That's outstanding. How does it dry down? Oh, now I can smell the earth. Okay. I can smell the woods in this one now. The cedar wood and the sandalwood. I can smell. So it dries down in it warms up a little bit on the dry down. It gets a little more sophisticated, I would say, a little more mature. But it's still that amazing fresh coconut smell and still like a little bit of citrus or ozone. It's not listed in any of the notes, but I can smell like a beautiful fresh top note in that. I love that one. That one's awesome. That one, I would wear that as a perfume pretty much anywhere. I'd wear that to work. I would put that in a candle. I would make that into a bath bomb, a shampoo, a soap. I feel like that could go into anything. That's a 5-star fragrance right there. That stuff is awesome. That stuff is awesome. Oh, I love that. Get yourself a bottle of that. Coconut and Santal and Coconut. Candle Science. Oh, thank me later. Okay, so the next one is Black Currant and Absinthe. Let's see. So very fruity right out of the bottle. Oh, no, I don't like that very much. It does have a nice, like, juicy fruit smell to it, like a very ripe berry smell. But it has way too many, like, cologne type backdrop smells to it. I guess that's the absinthe, but here's the thing. Absinthe is mostly anise, right? I'm not getting any anise. It's very herbaceous, but in not a super pleasant way. It's really like a punch in the face herbaceous. So here's what it says on the website. Top notes of anise, eucalyptus, and saffron. Middle notes of blackberry, black currant, and basil. And base notes of fennel, dark musk, tonka bean, and amber. So it sounds like it would be a really great combination. I don't know. It reminds me of like a cheap cologne, or like kind of like Victoria's Secret Love Spell if it was reformulated to be more masculine. I'm not a fan of that one. You can definitely, okay, so let me tell you what I can smell. So it's definitely herbaceous. Very cologne-like. It has like a sea salt punch to it. Sea salt is not listed in any of the notes. I can smell a tiny touch of the tonka bean, but mostly it's a very heady, like top note kind of fragrance. But I just don't think it's a very good blend. I think that the herbs come together to make it very, I don't know, Axe body spray-esque. It's not my favorite. I would talk about what I would put it in, but I wouldn't use that. I won't lie. I'm not gonna. So let's see. I was hoping the dry down would be nicer, but it's not. It smells the same. It smells a little flatter on the dry down on paper, but I wouldn't use it. I'm sorry. If you like it, I apologize. You're totally right in your own way. To me, it smells cheap and it smells juvenile, and I wouldn't use it. And it's also starting to give me a little bit of a headache. Not a fan. Okay, next up we've got Seaside Plumeria. Really excited about this one because I love ocean and I love flowers. I did buy an ocean rose that I cannot wait to try because like ocean smells and florals are my favorites, and rose is my favorite flower. Plumeria, I haven't had a real good track record with, so let's see. Okay, definitely you can smell the sea salt in there. So it says on the website, top notes of sea salt, middle notes of plumeria, lily of the valley, and jasmine, base notes of light musk and benzoin. So all of that kind of gets lost. It smells like a really cheap generic plumeria smell. With, again, it's like cheap and juvenile, like something you'd get at like Victoria's Secret. Again, this one reminds me of Love Spell, like the other one did. I know a lot of people like Love Spell. I'm not sure why. I just can't stand it. It smells really cheap to me. It gives me a headache. Yeah, it's floral, that's for sure, but it's not a balanced floral. It's like all of the florals are similar and they come together to just make a really strong, pungent floral, like floral question mark. It's just the light musk I can smell a little bit. Okay, I have to smell it again. I don't like it, but like I keep getting drawn back to it. No, smelling that is giving me anxiety. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. I guess it's just like a PTSD thing. Like that's something that I smelled in junior high when I was really heavily bullied, and my brain is like, oh, danger. So it's like a junior high smell. Let's see about the dry down. It's almost exactly the same. But for some reason, I feel like I can smell a little bit of spice in this. Not super sure what that's about. But like I don't know, my anxiety brain is like trying to push me forward. I don't want to keep smelling that because for some reason, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say on the verge of a panic attack, but it's like, not a fan of that one. So we're going to move on. This is going to be our final one for the day. Fallen leaves. So I'm a little worried about this one actually, because years ago I got a fragrance from Wholesale Supplies Plus that was called Autumn Woods, and I could not stand it. It, like, when I smelled it, it made me feel sick. It gave me a horrible headache. It stuck in my nose for days. I don't even know how that was possible, but it was extremely pungent. It was really bad. I used it in one product, and like I couldn't get the smell out of anything, and it just upset me so much. And Fallen Leaves sounds like it would be a little bit similar, and the fragrance profile is a little similar on here, so I'm a little nervous. A little nervous. Oh, no, it's not the same at all. Okay, fantastic news. This is just like a very autumn, Thanksgiving, Christmas smell. It's spiced, it's fruity, it's earthy, it's wonderful. This is awesome. Okay, so we've got top notes of cinnamon, citrus, and chrysanthemum. Say that 3 times fast. Middle notes of berry, green leaves, and apple, and base notes of pecan and cedar. Oh, I have to sneeze. Almost. No, it got away from me. Okay. So I can definitely smell the cinnamon, but that's the only herb that's listed. I don't know. That's the only spice. I mean, it smells spicier than that. It smells like a bit of an apple pie spice. It's got cinnamon, maybe some clove and nutmeg kind of sprinkled in there. Maybe even a tiny touch of fennel, which is really like a fun, nice rounding out. I can smell the leaves, the green leaf, but it's subtle. It's kind of buried below the spices to make it smell more like autumn leaves, which makes sense. The berry and the apple come through. You can really smell. It's like drinking spiced apple cider on a cool autumn day, but like you're outside. You're outside, you're smelling the trees. You can definitely smell that cedar wood in there. That's a really good, well-rounded, like, I don't know if I can say that I smell the citrus in there. Maybe a tiny, tiny bit, but it really just smells like part of the apple cider to me. Yeah, it's like warm apple cider when you're sitting out on your porch, watching the leaves turn orange. Like, really beautiful. Oh, okay. So on the dry down, the citrus is pretty much completely gone. You can really smell the wood on the dry down, and then the spices. So the wood and the spices and the nuttiness from the pecan really like meld together on the dry down to kind of create like a campfire smell. So that's not necessarily something I would wear on my skin. I don't really like to smell like food or desserts or smoke. I guess I do like to smell like smoke sometimes if it's mixed with other things. But I think that would be a great candle. I would burn that in my house. I'd burn that in my house all day from September through January. That's very nice. Just spicy wood, spicy smoky wood with a bit of like clean earth smell to it. Like I don't know. You're outside enjoying the beautiful color changing leaves, and you smell a bit of a like little campfire nearby. I will say the fruitiness has really kind of lightened up on the dry down, but it's still very pleasant. It's a very autumny smell, very Christmas, I would say, even though the apple has the apple is still there, but it's just kind of part of the spices now that make the wood smell like it's smoky. So that's it for this video. That was my 5 fragrances for now. And today I'm probably going to end up making like 4 to 6 more videos because I'm really excited. I really want to get through all these fragrances as quickly as I can so that I can catalog them and know what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. So stay tuned for another video. I'm going to just end up uploading them all the time. So watch the next one, I guess, if you enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't enjoy it. I'm really rambling. I really just woke up. I haven't eaten anything, and smelling all these fragrances on an empty stomach has made me feel a little ditzy. So maybe I'll eat something and then be a little more mentally available for the next video. All right. Have a great day, guys.